Hi friends, today's video is about what are the latest, trickiest marriage green card interview questions out there, right? I made a TikTok this week and it got like thousands of views where I was laying with my eyes closed in bed and just like remembering the most trickiest questions from the top of my head, and people were so interested that I realized I haven't done one of these videos in a long time, and I haven't given you guys the updated, most recent April 2022 trickiest marriage green card questions. So here it is. I'm Marina Shepelsky. I'm an immigration lawyer for 20 years in the United States, working with clients from all over the United States. So the questions are all right here. I don't have to look at anything to tell you what the questions are. So let's go. Here we go. Let's start from the top. Dates of birth for both spouses. Date of your marriage and when were you married? Two different questions, but essentially asking the same thing. If you can't spell your full spouse's name, you have a problem, right? They might consider it that you didn't know your spouse's name. What was your spouse's age when you married them? How old were they when you met them? How old were they when you married them? Which requires you to remember, of course, the date of marriage. Where and when were you married? Who was present? Did you have a wedding? Which is different from the actual registration ceremony for the civil part of your wedding. And by the way, USCIS only considers civil marriages. So if you had one of those remote ceremonies in state of Utah or anything like that, you will need to have an affidavit in your case to prove you consummated this marriage and you slept together after the marriage ceremony. Let's move on. What is your spouse wearing under their clothes? Like what kind of underwear do they have on today before you came to the interview? Who gets up first in the morning, usually during the week and on weekends? Where did you spend the last birthday for you and your spouse? Maybe for your birthday, you went to Atlantic City. Maybe for your spouse's birthday, you went for sushi. Or maybe it was a round number, like she turned 50 and you had a big, huge party. Where does your spouse work? Their boss's name, the company address, the location. What kind of work do they do? What is the name of their job? Are they always in the office, or do they have to travel? Or do they work in the client's homes or offices or whatever? How do they get to work? Is there public transportation they have to take? What train, what bus? If they have to drive, what is their car? What kind of a car do you have as the family? What year, what color, what model? Is it an SUV or a sedan? If you have kids from other marriages, both spouses have to know their names, how old they are, and what grade they are. What is their teacher's name? Are they in college? What is their major? If they're adults and they're working out there, what kind of jobs do they have? What kind of careers do they have? Where do they live? What is the reason for your spouse's divorce? Why did they get divorced? You have to understand, and at least some basics. And do you know or have you met your spouse's ex? If your spouse has kids with the ex, does the ex ever visit his or her kids? Take them, or do you go with them, or where do they live, and where do they take the kids, and how often? Does your spouse pay child support? How much? Do you pay taxes together? Do you have a joint bank account? Where is the joint bank account? Do you know where your spouse's separate bank account is and what bank? How much does your spouse get paid per week or per month or every 2 weeks? How much money do they make per year? How much is your rent? Who writes the checks for rent? Who pays for rent? That's a tricky question, right? Do you put money in the same account or do you not? Who is your landlord? What's the address of the landlord, their name? If the super collects your rent, what is his name? How often does he or she collect the rent from you? What is the name of your gas company, your electric company? Do you have a joint mobile cell phone plan, or does each spouse have their own? What is his cell phone number? When is the last time the spouse traveled without you? Or did you travel together? What is the last time? Was it a big trip? Where did you go? What is the last expensive big ticket item you bought together? Maybe you bought a fridge or a TV or new furniture. How much was it? What did you buy? where did you buy that big expensive ticket item? If your spouse is retired or disabled, what did they do before they retired or disabled? How many siblings does your spouse have? What are the parents' names? Are they alive? Did you meet them? Where do the parents live? Where do the siblings live? What are their names? If parents are retired, what kind of work did they do before they were retired? If you're going to school, the other spouse has to know where you go to school, what kind of a program are you in, who paid for the immigration case. They might ask you, is this your signature on the forms for the immigration case? They might ask you at the interview to sign 3 or more times, to have samples of your signature and make sure it was you who signed the immigration forms if they suspect that you didn't. And the really difficult questions are you only doing this to help your spouse get a green card? Are you really just friends and you helping out a friend? You have to say no unequivocally. Hard no. No, I married my spouse for family and for love and to create a future together as a family. I wasn't helping a friend. And this is a question, obviously, to the U.S. citizen. Are you planning to have kids together? Do you have birth control? And if you do, what kind of method of birth control are you using? Are you the same religion? Do you attend church, mosque, synagogue, whatever together? If not, why not? Know all these and you'll be well prepared for your interview. Thank you for watching until the end. Leave us a heart if you like this video. This will give us an idea that you want more videos like this, and we will record more videos for you guys with this really useful content. And if you like this content, please become a subscriber and hit the little bell below. Пока. Bye-bye. That was in Russian. Пока.